Are we ready?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Okay, we're rolling.
What are we doing?
All right, go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, go back.
What?
Yeah, start again.
Why?
Okay.
This is the best part.
Okay, good. Hi, everybody. This is Maxine, Kaye, and we're doing a love note from Palm Desert, California. And I'm with my beloved longtime friend and minister and colleague, Reverend Dr. David Bruner from San Jose. What would you like to share today, David?
We're also here with Michael and Max and Reverend Susan. And actually, what I want to know is, what is this love note thing?
Oh, this love note thing is just a way that Mike and I get to connect with our people in our community. And so we just share whatever's on the top of our head or in the middle of our heart. So I suggest that you do that too.
Okay, so tell me, what is this week been for you? Because you're with your peers and your longtime friends.
That's right, but I'm supposed to be interviewing you.
Okay.
So let me ask you the same question, dear David. I love this guy. We've been together since...
I love her too.
Yeah.
You guys hit the jackpot with her. And him. We've decided he's the GWP, the gift with purchase. So he's not just...
Isn't that better than BOGO?
I fell in love with you when I first met you. I was living in San Jose. You were in Los Altos.
Right.
And I was a new pup as a minister. Yeah, that was 23 years ago.
It was 23 years ago, but what a bright pup you were. And audacious.
Thank God it's dimmed a little bit. That brightness. It's been quite magnificent, actually. I'm liking this aging thing.
I love maturing. And you haven't aged a bit, but I like the gray in your
I've aged a lot. I've actually reached the point now where my body's no longer producing collagen or hair on its own. I have to buy it elsewhere. Thanks to the science of mine, I'm not only peaceful, I'm content with that.
Absolutely. You are one of the most innovative, creative, dynamic, amazing ministers in our whole movement, David.
What do you find to be innovative?
Everything. I mean, I have never seen anyone come out to the pulpit with a cup of coffee, sleeves rolled up with your tats showing, and they're beautiful tats, by the way. And
They were 20 years ago.
and just engage so brilliantly with the people that are listening to you and falling in love with you.
You know, I made a promise to myself, if I was actually going to go into ministry, I would do my best to always be as honest as possible.
Oh.
Because I find I have a lot of judgment.
Yeah.
That's in the present tense. That I battle with it, because there's a part of me that's a little bit skeptical. So I have judgment when I have the experience that people are not necessarily being honest or authentic. So it occurred to me, if I were going to follow this path, I would do whatever I had to do to just be real.
You are so real. I have always loved that about you. And when I was in Los Altos and you were in San Jose 123 years ago, is that what you said it was?
Maybe 77.
Okay. At that time, we worked together sometimes with other congregations in the area just to make beautiful things happen. And I always admired you. And I always knew from the get-go that you were real. And I've always admired that about you. Now, you began in Science of Mind when? And with whom?
In 1987, I was working at Albertsons supermarket in Downey, which is a suburb of Los Angeles, and I was actually living in Hollywood, and I was following the acting career. I was making my entrance into television, and while I was pursuing television and going for a psychology degree at Long Beach State, I got my calling. And so I knew religious science was where I was going, and I knew I was going to become a religious science minister. But I also knew there were two organizations, and I didn't know which one. So I took two classes. I took classes simultaneous in both organizations. So I took Science of Mind 1 with United Church and Science of Mind 1 with Religious Science International at the same time.
Who were your teachers?
In United was Peggy Bassett, and in RSI was Robert Bitzer. And then I took second year with Peggy Bassett in United, and second year with Dominic Polifrone at the Hollywood Church. And then I took practitioner training at Founders with William H.D. Hornaday. But then I was also taking class in Burbank with Reverend Marlene Morris. And anyway, I was kind of a church whore. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
I was a bit of a church whore. I would go to first service at Burbank with Reverend Marlene, and second service in North Hollywood with Reverend Mark, and then third service in Culver City with Michael Beckman at Agape.
Oh my
Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
It was a pleasure. And hopefully we'll see you some other time.
Nos vemos pronto. Feliz Año Nuevo.
Gracias, Victor. You were wonderful. That was our waiter.
That was our waiter. That's Victor.
Tell them where we are, David.
We're at Jillian's in Palm Desert. It's magnificent. Anyway, so I'm here with Reverend Susan Overland. She's the associate minister at the Center for Spiritual Living in San Jose, and that's her husband Max. He's a licensed practitioner. Reverend Susan is the regional support coordinator for Centers for Spiritual Living in the Northern California District 3, and we're hoping that Max will answer the call to be the practitioner regional coordinator.
Good, that'd be great, Max.
So I'm surrounded by really good people. That's why I'm wondering, what do you want to know from me? We should be talking to them.
So when did you begin in San Jose at that fabulous church that you have?
You want to know what happened?
Center.
I was working for Home Office, and my job was to help the San Jose church find their next minister. So I went to guest speak, and I went to lend a face to the voice. Back then we were using telephones.
Oh, I remember telephones, yeah.
So
they
I
didn't take pictures at that time.
No, they didn't. And we couldn't have done this. This reminds me of the Jetsons. So I went to meet their leadership and let them know that I would help them find their next minister. But I fell in love.
Yeah.
And so I threw my hat in the ring and
you followed Bob Scott, right?
I did.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fabulous center.
It is.
Fabulous center.
And I'm retiring this year.
No way!
I am.
I didn't say you could do that, David.
I know. I'm retiring. My last day is on the 18th of December.
Wow.
So I guess I'm going to say we'll continue this conversation at another time, because I have a feeling that the table conversation just changed.
Oh, it just changed. Thank you.
So
we love you, David.
We love your organization and your community. And her. And him. Good choice.